This week, we've been taking you on the Spring Freedom Honor Flight that took 100 Korean and Vietnam veterans to Washington, D.C. to visit the war memorials dedicated to them. For one Vietnam veteran, the trip brought up memories and feelings that took him back to the battlefield.
In the crisp, dark, early morning hours of a May Saturday, a flurry of feelings.
What does it mean to you to be on this flight today?
Scary.
As dozens of veterans wait to board a plane.
Oh my God, there's 102 of them. 65 of them are Vietnam veterans.
To see the memorials and monuments at our nation's capital. And one of these veterans?
About a month ago, I got a phone call that says, Mr. Rocco, are you available on May 13th? I says, for what? He said, you're scheduled to go on a flight to Washington now. I'm not running for president.
Is Donald.
My wife says, you got 9 lives. I says, no, I've already used up 10 of them.
A Navy vet on the boats in Guantanamo Bay during the Cuban Missile Crisis and then sent to fight in Vietnam.
By the time I was 19, I'd been in 2 conflicts already.
Now at 77 years old, he's making his first trip to the Capitol.
You relive history. I like reliving the history, but I don't. The past could stay there.
With mixed emotions.
I'm 50 years out now. So it's kind of a memory, but now when you see the names, that memory comes back all the way to 65. And that was a bad year.
Emotions brought on by war, loss, and time.
I had a choice to go back, and I told them absolutely no. They shot me once, and not getting a second shot. Come across the right name or something like that, and it's going to be, all your memories go from today all the way back 58 years ago.
The right name for Donald? His friend and best man in his wedding.
If he'd have lived 9 more days,
He'd have came home.
21.
David Jasper.
Died a young man.
I always try to touch the names around it so people will know they're not alone on the wall.
Too many stories start to come across. Too many tales start coming across.
Thank you for your service.
Yes,
That was
sir.
great. Watch and learn, gentlemen. My name is Hamilton Bernard, 7478 0231 Corporal, United States Marine Corps. You guys make sure you say thank you for your service to Jesus. I'm an era vet. That's a combat vet. Big different kind of speech.
Donald finished his time in the Navy, had a family, and is now making peace with the past.
Now it's all different now after everybody's starting to see the light. Well, what happened with Vietnam is at least opened a lot of eyes for the rest of the veterans coming up behind us.
The next generation helping him face the emotions.
Be an experience of a lifetime. What better sidekick can you have than your kid?
And showing him the legacy he leaves is one to be proud of.
And just seeing how proud his son and so many of the kids, grandkids, and families were of these veterans, it brought tears to my eyes. It still does just watching that footage. And everyone at that hangar was just, there was not a dry eye in the place. And one daughter of a Vietnam vet told me as we were sitting waiting to board the trip back home that during the trip she learned things that she had never known about her father, that he was shot twice and what those terrifying moments were like. He was sharing that with her for the first time. She told me it enlightened her and made her think more deeply about her own life. And like we just saw with Donald on this trip, many veterans were seeing names of their friends who died in the war etched in stone for the very first time. And as we prepare for Memorial Day, tomorrow we'll bring you to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, where our flight was able to pay their respects and remember the fallen.